Let's talk about long calls and how they can actually destroy our relationship. I was just pondering on how many people I used to have long calls with, but now maybe because they are busy or something, they can no longer pick my call, and that has affected our relationship so much. Now, I think I'm in the best position to talk about this because you can call me the queen of long calls. I love long calls and conversations. I love it that I have a friend that I can always talk to. Like, let's keep talking. I can go on a call for an hour, two, three. I've gone on a call down to 9 hours before. And I feel like that is just me building relationship. That is just my own way of showing that, oh, I love you and I care about you. I can spend time with you as much as I like people to also spend time with me. Now, I have seen over the years that there could be a disadvantage to having long conversations with people that you love or people that you really cherish and relationships that you want to keep. And why am I saying this? There's sometimes when some of my friends will call me and I'll feel like I cannot pick this call right now because this is supposed to be a long call, or because this person, would be expecting that I spend time with them. And most times I would just maybe ignore or not pick the call or not even call back sometimes. And I've seen it that some of these times, those moments are like the most moments that these people want to say something or they have something very important to tell you. And it has happened on both sides where I ignore people's call and where people have also ignored my call. So I can also tell you that it is painful sometimes when you want to hear from somebody and you've been trying all your best possible to call them the first time, you call them the second time. It can be tiring when you're expecting that, okay, this person, at least you've seen the call, maybe you should call back. It can be tiring and painful. So yeah, why am I saying this? Because we are waiting for time when the two of us we have time, we might never ever be able to come to a consensus where the two of us will actually have that time. As you may know already, I am not a relationship coach, and this has nothing to do with our relationship with people, but our relationship with God. Many times or oftentimes, people talk about how they spend long hours with God, spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 72 hours, 36 hours, 12 hours with God. Why those things might be good and they might help us to strengthen our bond, our relationship with God, I think we should also not ignore the small talks, the little time, the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes, the 15 minutes, because I believe that these small talks will go a long way in strengthening our relationship and strengthening the bond that we have with God. Most times we feel like, oh, I have to be in my closet, I have to have time, I have to be this, I have to be that before you will pray. I could remember several times in my life when I still used to hold this belief of, if I don't have that time, if I cannot spare the next 2 hours, the next 1 hour of my time, then it is not a communication with God. There was this time I was coming back from class, and the Holy Spirit was dropping a burden in my heart, and I'm like, okay, when I get to the hostel, I'll find time and pray about this. And something just told me that, why can't you pray about it now? Is it that God cannot hear you, God is not listening to you, or what? Or is it not the same mouth you go and use and say that I use and say it? I'm like, oh wow, this is beautiful. And do you know that since then I've actually been cultivating this habit of small talks in my relationship with God, and I also want you to do it. We don't always have to have the 1 hour to converse with God. I feel like that's your 1 minute to go a long way. Your 1 minute of telling God how you feel at a particular time will go a long way. Your 1 minute of telling God how you love Him will go a long way. Your 1 minute of telling God about somebody will go a long way. So I want you to not always keep waiting for when you have that long hours, when you have that long time, because when we always have to wait, we always have to wait till when we'll have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We might be losing on a lot of things. So it's important that we include small talks into our relationship with God, because it would even strengthen the bond the more. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. If you're watching this and you're Okay, if you are watching this and you are that kind of person that has restricted yourself into believing that you have to pray for this long hour before God will hear you, or before God will listen to you, or before you have communicated with God, I want you to remove that belief and hold on this right principle, this right idea of prayer, that you can talk to God in a minute, in 2 minutes, in 1 second, in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, and those time of deep thoughts, deep conversations of just those short hours can also go a long way. Don't allow the mentality of having a long call or long conversation with God destroy your relationship with Him. I hope this has blessed you, and if it has, please do well to subscribe to this channel. Like this video and share with your family and friend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.